Hi everyone, welcome to Moment with a Mega. Mega Agent Marybeth Storts is here.
Yeah.
She's been so gracious in giving us a few minutes of her time today. As I shared, she's a top producing agent here at Keller Williams Tampa Properties, and I asked if she'd talk to me a little bit about all the success that she's experienced in her business. Consistently in your business.
Mm-hmm.
And so welcome. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
Thanks for having me.
So let's start with how long you've been in the real estate business.
Okay, so I just celebrated my 12th anniversary with Keller Williams on August 1st. I started here at Tampa Properties. I've been with Tampa Properties all 12 years.
Wow.
And love working for Nikki and Gary Ubaldini. Wouldn't go anywhere else. So I'm a Keller Williams person for life.
It's amazing.
Or as long as they'll have me.
As long as we'll keep you around.
Right.
Thank you. I think you're going to stick around for a while. I have a
hope
feeling.
so.
I have a feeling. So one of the things that you and were sharing with me is, how you've built your business,
Mm-hmm.
this consistent practice. So share a little bit about your lead generation habits that's helped you to be so successful.
Sure, yeah. So I really work on my database, or I call it my data bank. Years ago, I took a class DT-D2 before it became popular. And I set back in the day when we had e-edge, set my database up with the DT-D2 labels and started calling my database. And I've consistently done that. And now all of my business either comes from repeat clients or referrals from my database or from people I know that know I'm in real estate.
So for those folks who might be listening to this video, what is do the database to, or the abbreviation DTD2? What is that?
So you call 2 letters each week, and you do it on a quarterly basis. So you divide the 52 weeks into 4 different quarters. There's 13 weeks per quarter, and so 26 letters in the alphabet. So this week it's F and G.
Okay.
I call it feeling good. So you call the F and G letters, and
Okay.
you text letter Y. So by doing that, you touch your database at least 4 times a year. And so I do it, and I just call them, and it's real simple conversation. Hey, it's Marybeth Storts. How are you doing? I ask them. Recently, I've been asking them, how's your summer been? Or if I know they have children that are school age, I'll say, hey, how are you doing getting ready to send the kids back to school? Something simple like that, just to get the conversation started. And then almost always at some point during the conversation, it turns to real estate. I don't bring it up. Usually they do, because everybody's aware of interest rates going up, inflation, recession, sales. They keep hearing sales are slowing down, that kind of stuff. So they'll just ask me, how's the market? How's your business? And I'll just tell them everything's great. People are still buying and selling houses, and is there anything I can do for you or anybody you know? And that's how I usually get my referrals.
I was going to ask you that, what are you saying, what are you sending in a text, and the conversations that you're having. It sounds like during the pandemic, we called them care calls, where we just really were calling people that we know. Right? Family, friends, our database of folks, and asking them, how is everything going? And it sounds like you're just continuing to do that.
I'm still doing it. I'm pretty much, that's what I do. That's what I just keep it very simple.
Okay.
And just ask them, how are you doing? And if I text them, it's usually, I did one today, checking in just to see how you're doing, see if there's anything you need or anything I can do for you. And literally within 15 minutes, I got a response back. Everything's great, that kind of thing. So, but at least they know they've heard from me,
Yeah. Some agents say, oh gosh, I don't know what to say, or, well, they already heard from me, right? I've already talked to them 2 months ago or 3 months ago, right, for doing it on a quarterly basis. Do you ever feel that way when you're talking to the people in your database?
Not really, because these are people that I know, and I know they like me, and I know I've done business with them before, or if not, that they're friends or neighbors or people, I never feel weird about calling somebody I know.
Yeah.
I know some people do, and I kind of felt that way in the beginning when I started.
Okay.
But once you start and you get used to doing it, and they get used to getting calls from you, it's like if you don't call, then I think they start to wonder, you know.
Yeah, why you haven't called?
Why haven't you called? You know what I
Right.
mean?
Exactly. So when you talk to me about your preparation for that. It looks like here on your calendar that you actually have your system where you have your
Yep.
all of your folks tagged.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And what letter of the alphabet you're going to call and text.
Yep.
And then what does that look like? Do you time block? Is there a certain time of the day or afternoon or evening? Share a little bit about that.
So when we moved, when we moved everything over from Edge to Command, I lost all my tags. So I had to spend some time re-tagging everybody. But I did go back through, set my tags up, so everybody is tagged in my database, F and G, so I can go in and pull F and G on a Monday morning, and everybody that has the last name that starts with F or with G comes up. And those are the people that I call. Those are my calls for that week. And I usually do it in the mornings. Most mornings I do it usually between 9 and 11. If I have something that interferes in the morning, then I'll do it like in the afternoon.
Okay.
Because, you know, if you don't do it in the morning, you got to, I mean, at some point you got to do it. So at least that's the way I am.
So they say if you erase, you must
replace,
right?
correct.
Yeah.
So I mean, because every once in a while there's something that's going on in the morning, a closing, a walkthrough, you know, something that I have to do, you know, with a client. So then I can't make my calls that morning. So then when I get back to the office in the afternoon, then I do them then. So, but I usually do 2 hours every day, and I get through consistently. Right.
So you're disciplined.
Right.
You're disciplined.
Right. And if they don't answer, I leave a message.
You do.
Hey,
okay.
I'm checking in with you just to, you know, see how you're doing, and, you know, that kind of thing. And sometimes I'll get a text message back.
Okay.
You know, because they'll listen to my voicemail and I'll get a text message back, or sometimes I'll get a return phone call. It just depends. And if I haven't heard from them towards the end of the week, then I might send them a quick text for my F and G's this week, and just say, hey, just, you know, just making sure everything's good, you know, that kind of thing. Just something checking in, you know, whatever. Something very, very simple.
So it from the time blocking and this consistent working of your database, it sounds like you also keep a living record of things that they're sharing with you, activities, right, vacations, family events. Do you also follow them on social media? Do you ever reach out as an opportunity lead gen?
Yeah, most of them I do.
Okay.
Most of them I do. If they're on Facebook or Instagram, those are usually where I'm at. I'll follow them there, and, you know, see. I mean, if something comes up on Facebook and they're not on my list that week to call, I might still call somebody. I mean, if they're not F and G, but something's on their Facebook, you know, I'll call. You know, same thing if somebody's birthday comes up. You know, I'll follow up that week with them, even though, you know, I have a good friend whose birthday's this week, and she's not in the F and G's, but she's, you know, she's having a birthday, so I've already posted and contacted her. We're gonna have dinner later this week.
That's
so,
wonderful.
Yeah, we're gonna catch up. I haven't seen her in a number of months, so we're gonna have dinner and catch up.
That's great. That's really great. And those relationships are valuable. So share with anyone who's tuning in today, what business have you received just from being in relationship with people and keeping them in this living data bank, if you will?
So all of my business comes from my data bank. I don't make any cold calls whatsoever. I have not made, I can't remember the last time I made a cold call, honestly. I closed 22 transactions last year, and every one of them came out of my database. So far this year, I've closed 14. 5 were repeat clients. 8 were referrals from my database, and 1, I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. I had listed a property for a repeat client, and was downstairs. It was a condominium, and was downstairs putting something up on the bulletin board. And a woman approached me and said her mom was moving to an ALF and needed to sell her condo. Would I be interested in listing it? I went upstairs immediately with her, sat with her mom for 30 minutes, and got the business. They had another realtor in mind, and I got the
And you got
business,
the
and
business.
I sold the condo earlier this year.
Congratulations.
So thanks.
That's amazing. So
Yeah.
so far this year, you've closed 14.
14.
So you're on
So
track to hit your
5
goals again.
Right. So I'm gonna, I want to close at least 22, like I
Okay.
did last year. Even
Okay.
though we know the market supposedly has slowed down, I don't know. I mean, my business is still going well.
Well, and
But
that's
my
what we
goal
talked
is to
about.
close at least 22, if not more, this year. So
Well-
to close as much as I did last year or more.
And just what you've shared, just for those folks who are tuning in, when I saw Mary Beth and she shared all of her success and all the closings that you're having this month, and then
Mhm.
she was able to talk about, and next month I have this on my books,
Right.
and then I have a listing coming, and this goes to show you that everyone who's tuning in, that when you truly work your
Mhm.
database of people, when you use a database,
Right.
and you truly build in deepening those relationships and make an effort to do that consistently.
Right.
It sounds like the process is very simple, and we were just talking before we started taping or videoing this
Mhm.
of, why do you think people don't call the people that they know or that they've done business with in the past?
I don't know. Because to me, it's the easiest phone call. It's a warm phone call. It's you're calling somebody who you know, who you like, who, you're happy to talk to. I'm baffled.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first started doing it, I kind of had that thought too, but I dug in and just did it. And now it's like, it's so natural to do it. So, and I just as an aside, so one of my closings in May was a referral from a past client that I've kept in touch with. She gave me a referral. I listed and sold the house for this couple. They were downsizing. I called them 2 weeks after closing to see how they were doing. They moved to a manufactured homes in a park, so I wasn't able to help them with their purchase, but I helped them with their sale.
Okay.
So I called them 2 weeks after and said, hey, how are you guys doing? Or how it's going with getting settled in your new place? That made such an impression on them because I didn't help them buy their new place, but I was calling to let them know that I was thinking of them. And next thing I know, she says to me, hey, I have a friend that's going to retire at the end of September that wants to move back to St. Louis. Would you be willing to list her home? And I said, absolutely. So that's my listing that's coming at the end of this month.
That's amazing.
So those are 2 people that weren't in my database at the beginning of 2023. I got the first person from a past client, and the second one is a referral from a referral. So that's how this all kind of steamrolls and keeps going.
And what you just shared, for those folks who are tuning in, is it's just about providing a level of service that maybe some others aren't providing.
Right.
And it's about the relationship. Even the calls that you make, you're calling them care calls, not I'm calling to look for business. I'm really just genuinely interested in the folks who I know, I've met, family, friends, referrals, and in deepening those relationships and seeing if there's anything that you may do for them.
Do for them.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is when you do that and you stay in touch with people like that, when they do have somebody they know that wants to buy or sell real estate, guess who they think of? Me.
Absolutely.
So the friend I'm having dinner with later this week who's having her birthday, she has sent me over the years probably 4 or 5 pieces of business. She's still in her same house. She's never moved, so I've never actually helped her buy or sell. But she sent me 4 or 5 pieces of business over the years, and it's mainly because I've stayed in touch.
Well, because you built that relationship
Right.
and really showed that you cared. That's amazing. We had talked as well, and I don't want to forget before we wrap today, you had mentioned that you also do open houses.
Right.
So that seems to be a part of your success. So talk to me a little bit about that.
So I did an open house this past weekend, and interestingly enough, that's a listing. It is the niece of a really, really good friend.
Okay.
And she referred her niece to me to list and sell their home. I listed it last week, did an open house on Saturday, and I picked up 2, it's priced at $400,000, so I picked up 2 first-time home buyers that I'm working with going forward. I'm going to be working on getting them pre-approved, and
That's
so
two more families or people that you're helping with their
from an open house. There were others that came to the open house, but they said they had agents. These 2 particular first-time home buyers were like, nope, I don't have an agent. I really need someone to help me. That the one young lady said, "This is my first open house that I walked into, and you're my first agent that I met." So, and she was with her mom. We had a 20-minute conversation, just chatting, and I, asking her questions about, where she lives, where she works, all that kind of stuff. And her mom's like, "Can we take your business card? Will you follow up with us?" I said, "Absolutely." So,
and look, now you're helping.
yeah, now
right?
I'm helping,
And that just added to all of the other things that you do in order to stay in relationship with people.
Right.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Last minute's thoughts, or anything else that you'd like to share for anyone who's tuning in today, or
I have totally built my business, and I'm just working with people that I know. I've built my database. It's up to 707 contacts now.
wow.
Over the years, I've worked with a lot of seniors, so I've lost a few, but I've gained more than I've lost over the years, just from, staying in touch with people, talking to them, being there for when they need you, or when they have someone that they know needs you. And that's, to me, one of the best ways to build your business. So I don't know why more agents aren't doing it, honestly.
That's why you're so very special, and the people that you help become your friends, your family,
Right.
your extended family, your friends.
Right.
So, any advice for the realtor who's watching, who says, "Well, I'm newer to the business, and I don't know 700 people," right? You also started in the business as a new agent.
Sure.
And didn't have 700
I
people.
did not have 700 people. I had a much smaller database. I probably had less than 300 people that were in my database, and a lot of them were business people from when I first started. So but I called a lot of them, and just started conversations, told them I was selling real estate, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Anybody that's got a cell phone, you got contacts in your cell phone, call the people in your cell phone, build your database that way. Call your friends. Hey, guess what I'm doing? I'm selling real estate now. Know the market statistics. One of the most important classes, and I've missed it the last 2 months because I've had stuff come up, but go to Gary's mastermind every month.
Yeah.
And get the market statistics.
Gary Ubaldini does
yes.
a great
Absolutely.
mastermind every single month. He does
Absolutely.
all the work for all of our agents, the
Mhm.
statistics, absorption rates, anything that they need to know for a variety of
It's one of the most important
Right.
things you can do is know that, because I can't tell you, and especially this year with the market changing,
Mhm.
with stuff happening, just staying up on those statistics. I looked at MLS. The last 7 days in MLS, if you look at there's a little box when you open MLS, has the numbers for the last 7 days for our entire MLS, which is, Central Florida. But new listings in the last 7 days, 5,794. Price decreases, 5,632. Sold, 5,593. But look at this number. Pending, 6,617. That's right there. That's income that's going to be closing probably in the next 30 days, and that's the largest number that's on this page right now.
Correct.
So,
And then I love this, the homes that have expired
947, withdrawn 471, canceled 814. Those numbers are so small.
Correct.
I mean, I have 707 people in my database, which is almost these, you know what I mean? If you work your database or work with the people you'll get these listings and
have opportunities. So when people say the market has slowed down and we are in a shift, for top agents just like Mary Beth, here's the key. The message that I'm taking away today is have a system, work that system.
Right.
If you need help with that, we're here to help you. We have the tools, the proven models, the technology in order to help an agent get on track or back on track. And ultimately, it's discipline. The fact that you've time blocked, you know exactly who you're calling and what you're asking.
Right.
And then you study the market.
Right.
And you continue to take classes in order to help you to grow, to be there for the clients that you serve. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
Thank you. I hope you enjoyed our Moments with Omega. Thank you again, Mary Beth, for giving us some time today. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in.